Good evening and welcome to the news at 10. His Majesty King Abdullah received a phone call from Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas over efforts being exerted to move the peace process forward in the framework of ongoing coordination and consultation between the two sides. Abbas briefed the king on the outcome of his meetings with the U.S. delegation to the peace process that had toured the region. Iraqi forces raised the national flag in the heart of Tel Afar, Daesh's stronghold in the country's northwest, saying they were about to take full control of the city after a week-long offensive. According to an Iraqi military spokesman, only 5% of terrorists remain in the city. Tel Afar is the latest objective in the U.S.-backed war on Daesh, following the recapture of Mosul in July. Daesh terrorist group is also being pushed back from Syria. The Syrian army and allied forces have captured one of the last major Daesh enclaves in the central Syrian desert. The pocket of territory is said to total around 2,000 square kilometers. Earlier this week, the army and its allies encircled Daesh terrorists after advancing southward to join up with their forces near Al-Sukhna town in Homs province. The only significant Daesh presence remaining in Homs is another nearby enclave on the provincial border with Hama. In international news, a man driving a car and armed with a 1-meter sword assaulted 2 police officers outside Britain's Buckingham Palace, injuring them slightly. The 30-year-old suspect from north of London is now being held by counter-terrorism police after he was challenged by officers and detained. Police say he repeatedly shouted Allahu Akbar. Though head of counter-terrorism command at Scotland Yard said it was too early to say what the man was planning to do, the incident is being treated as a terrorist attack. And in Belgium, soldiers shot dead a man in the center of Brussels yesterday evening after he came at them with a knife. The 30-year-old Belgian of Somali origin died after being rushed to hospital, while the soldiers were not seriously hurt in the attack. Prosecutors said the man, who was not known for terrorist activities, had twice shouted Allahu Akbar during the attack just outside the city's central pedestrian zone while the soldiers were on patrol. The case is being treated as one of attempted terrorist murder. North Korea fired several short-range missiles into the sea off its east coast earlier today. The U.S. military's Pacific Command said it had detected 3 short-range ballistic missiles fired over a 20-minute period. One appeared to have blown up almost immediately, while 2 flew about 250 kilometers in a northeasterly direction. Japan said the missiles did not reach its territory or exclusive economic zone and did not pose a threat to Japan's safety. The North's missile launches took place as South Korea and the U.S. conducted annual joint military drills that the North denounces as preparation for war. And to the U.S., where the most powerful hurricane to hit the state of Texas in more than 50 years moved slowly inland, dumping torrential rain that is expected to cause catastrophic flooding. After battering the coast with winds of 209 kilometers per hour, nearly 250,000 people were without power. The storm weakened today from a Category 4 to 1 and was expected to be downgraded to a tropical storm later in the day. Harvey is the most powerful storm in over a decade to hit the mainland United States. It is expected to linger for a few days over Texas and bring as much as 101 centimeters of rain to some parts of the state. On the lighter side of news, American Matt Aristotle Burns defended his title at the 22nd Air Guitar World Championships in northern Finland. He competed against 15 air guitarists from around the world in the final in freezing cold weather. A heavy metal version of I Will Survive helped Burns romp away with a score of 35.4. Patrick Airwolf Kulek from Germany and Australia's Alexander the Ninja Assassin Roberts tied in second place, followed by Japan's 15-year-old Shosho in third place. The aim of the Air Guitar World Championships is to promote world peace, with the belief that wars would end, climate change stop, and all bad things disappear if all the people in the world played air guitar. In sports, and after months of hype and profanity, Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor take their war of words into the ring in a few hours for a boxing mismatch that is poised to become the richest fight in history. The two took to the stage at T-Mobile Arena to weigh in yesterday afternoon, with mixed martial arts champion McGregor tipping the scales at 69.3 kilograms and undefeated boxer Mayweather at 67.8 kilograms. Boxing purists have dismissed the bout as nothing more than a cash grab, with McGregor in line for a $100 million payday and Mayweather adding upwards of $200 million to push his career earnings towards the $1 billion mark. A crowd of close to 20,000 is expected to fill the arena.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. It's the money fight. Mayweather versus McGregor. 12 rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division.
Cliff divers from around the world gathered in Crimea for an international competition. Thousands of spectators watched competitors jumping from a 27-meter high cliff near the town of Yalta. 12 sportsmen, including those from Russia, US, Great Britain, Bulgaria and Colombia, took part in the free-rate cliff diving World Cup. Gary Hunt from Great Britain won the competition. And before we end the news, all ministries and public departments and institutions will observe a holiday from Thursday, August 31st through Monday, September 4th on the occasion of Eid al-Adha. The announcement was made today in a communiqué issued by Prime Minister Hani al-Mulki. And finally, moderate weather continues across the kingdom tonight with northwesterly light to moderate winds. Normal summer conditions prevail in hilly areas tomorrow, while it will be hot in the Jordan Valley, the Dead Sea and the Badia, with a high of 33 degrees Celsius in Amman. The Gulf of Aqaba should expect hot conditions with a high of 41 degrees, while winds will be northerly moderate and the seas slightly high. With this, we come to the end of tonight's news. I'm Dana Ushan. Thanks for watching and have a good night.